salary increase as part of broader reforms aimed at recognizing the sacrifices of military personnel and strengthening the armed forces. Speaking on the workshop theme, Renewed Hope for Families of the Armed Forces of Nigeria through Entrepreneurship and Enterprise Development, the Defense Minister stressed that a capable military depends not only on modern equipment and professional training, but also on economically stable families. He noted that empowering military households enhances troop morale, operational focus, and long term institutional resilience. General Musa paid tribute to military spouses for supporting personnel deployed on operational duty and honored widows whose husbands made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of Nigeria. He described their resilience as a vital pillar supporting the nation's security architecture and reaffirmed the ministry's resolve to continue implementing welfare focused initiatives for military families. Governor Caleb Mutfwang says his administration is committed to expanding ICT access across Plateau State by partnering with organizations to promote e-governance, e-commerce, digital innovation, and technology-driven security solutions. Mutfwang gave the assurance while receiving national executives of the Nigeria Computer Society, led by its president, Sirajo Aliyu, on a courtesy visit at the Government House, Jos. Our Government House correspondent files in the report.
The Nigerian Computer Society is an umbrella association for all information technology practitioners across the country. Governor Mutfwang acknowledged the low level of ICT penetration in the state, particularly in the education sector, but pledged sustained investment in digital infrastructure and youth capacity development to position Plateau for digital economy. Mutfwang appreciated the society for the confidence reposed on the state to host its international conference and not to succumb to negative narrative about the state.
I want to appreciate the developments in the ICT world, and we have tried to see how we can keep and leverage on developments in the ICT sector.
President of the Nigerian Computer Society, Professor Sirajo Aliyu, commended the Mutfwang administration's achievement in information technology and peace building, explaining that the society's decision to host its 2026 international conference in Plateau State was informed by growing confidence in the state's security architecture.
In Kano last year, and we were a little bit skeptical of mentioning Plateau State, but we take that bold decision, sir, looking at the kind of achievement that you have made in Plateau State in terms of IT development.
Hosting the conference in Plateau State is an indication that investors' confidence on the state has returned. This is Timothy TM.
Well,
Now, Governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutfwang, has Staff Union of Universities visitation team on the Plateau State University, Bokos, led by Celestine Aru at the Government House, Jos. Government House correspondent completes the report.
Governor Caleb Mutfwang welcomed the ASU delegation on assignment to the state, commending its role in safeguarding the integrity of Nigeria's university and maintaining industrial harmony in the system. As one who pursues excellence without compromise on educational standard, Governor Mutfwang assured that his administration would continue to engage stakeholders constructively to prevent academic disruption in the state tertiary institution.
Is to complement what the regulatory authorities are doing in order to ensure that we not only have universities, but we have graduates that can stand their own in any part of the globe. So I want to commend ASU for maintaining this tradition. I always believe that what is worth doing is worth doing well. And therefore, I am not in any way one who would submit to reduction in standards.
Discussions between Governor Mutfwang and the ASU delegation continued behind closed doors. This is Timothy TM.
Now, the Plateau State Police Command, in its ongoing efforts to ensure justice and uphold the rule of law, has arrested 3 suspects in connection with the brutal killing of a 25-year-old man in Jos. The incident, which is believed to have resulted from an act of jungle justice over an allegation of theft, reveals the sad reality of jungle justice and the grave consequences of taking the law into one's own hands. In a statement, the command says on 26 July 2026 at about 11:20 p.m., it received a report at the Lamingo Police Division through a Good Samaritan from the Jos University Teaching Hospital, informing the police that some youth had brought an unconscious man to the hospital under suspicious circumstances. Upon receipt of the report, police operatives immediately mobilized to the hospital, where the victim was identified as one Ibrahim Mbaya, male, aged 25 years, of Rayfield, Jos. Unfortunately, he was confirmed dead on arrival by the medical doctor on duty. Having received this report, police detectives immediately opened an investigation into the matter, and one Rinji Daniel Fwangji, male, 25 years, Emmanuel New Year, male, 30 years, and Nensemka Fwangji, male, 22 years, were arrested as suspects. Further investigation revealed that one of the suspects, Emmanuel New Year, was captured in a viral video using a large wooden plank to assault the deceased victim. He has also been identified in photographs obtained during the investigation. In the course of interviewing the suspects, they revealed that the victim was suspected to have stolen an iPhone 12, and rather than reporting the matter to law enforcement agencies, the suspects took the law into their own hands, attacked the deceased, and beat him to a point of unconsciousness. The suspects have been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, Jos, where discreet investigation is ongoing. Efforts have also been intensified to apprehend other fleeing suspects connected to the crime. Upon conclusion of the investigation, the suspects will be charged to court accordingly. Experts have warned that viral hepatitis is spreading at an alarming rate as a result of low testing. This dreaded disease, though curable, is claiming the lives of many across the globe. In this special report, our correspondent takes a look at the significance of dedicating a day every year to create awareness about the disease.
World Hepatitis Day is observed globally every 28th July yearly by member states of the World Health Organization and the Hepatitis Alliance. The day is aimed at uniting international communities to raise awareness on the disease. Speaking on this year's campaign with the theme, Let's Break It Down, a consultant gastroenterologist and hepatologist with the Jos University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Mary Duguru, said the campaign is focused on eradicating societal and structural barriers, which are high cost of treatment, accessibility of healthcare services, and stigmatization. Duguru added that the prevalence rate of chronic hepatitis is high, noting that the transmission is beyond unprotected sex and unscreened blood transfusions, but also includes the use of shared sharp objects, unsterilized hair clippers, razor blades, pedicure and manicure tools, among others.
Viral hepatitis infection, especially hepatitis B and C, they do not have any symptoms. When I say they don't cause any pain, they don't cause any fever at the beginning. So for that reason, people don't even bother to go check their status. Then sometimes it has to do with the accessibility to healthcare. Just like I said, let's break it down now. So accessibility to points of testing is a problem, and then maybe the cost involved, and sometimes the stigmatization that is associated with hepatitis.
She explained that the state government's public health intervention is in line with the global campaign goals, calling on citizens to locate any screening center close to them and get tested.
We are in the metropolitan region of Plateau State. The studies that have been done, we found a prevalence of ranging from 10.2 to 15%, depending on the community that is studied. And then when you look at it in the pregnant women, we have a prevalence of about 9.2%, which is alarming. And in children and school age people in the secondary school, that is adolescents, we have a range of 4.4 to 9.5. So you see, it's very, very alarming.
Speaking on the level of awareness of viral hepatitis on the street, Grace Danladi and Dorcas Justice said that they have never heard about the disease. On their part, Manko Nimzing and Shitman Akila confessed their inability to follow up on their treatment, stressing the importance of hepatitis screening and getting vaccinated.
This is more than 10 years. That was when I had my last baby. I'm supposed to go, but now procrastination. I'll go tomorrow, I'll go next tomorrow.
Everybody is expected to take medication because hepatitis is very dangerous.
A medical laboratory scientist, Dakogol Bagauta, encourages citizens to test for hepatitis B and C as early detection saves life.
I always have hepatitis B and C. They are the most dangerous ones that are usually affecting the liver. So other ones are dependent on those ones. So if you are able to clear those ones, then the two, that is the hepatitis C. And of course, the other ones will be cleared from the system.
Testing for hepatitis remain key to reducing the spread. In Jos, Rifkat Yakubu.
Now, prominent Igbo leader, political figure, and CEO of Nelmaco Industries, Ubachidebere Mparu, has offered strong praise for the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mutfwang, following his recent peace and reconciliation efforts directed at the Igbo resident community. The endorsement comes amid growing political discourse after former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalung, publicly criticized Governor Mutfwang over an apology extended to Ndigbo regarding the events surrounding the Nigerian Civil War. Addressing the controversy in Jos, Mparu expressed deep disappointment with Dalung's stance, urging him and other Plateau political stakeholders to abandon divisive rhetoric and support the ongoing peace agenda. Reflecting on the nation's shared past, Chief Mparu acknowledged historical tragedies, including the January 1966 events that claimed the lives of Plateau native Lieutenant Colonel James Yakubu Gyang Pam, urging against placing collective ethnic blame for actions taken by individuals over 6 decades ago and stressing that national healing requires focusing on the future rather than lingering on historical fractures. Reaffirming the peaceful nature of the Igbo diaspora, the industrialist noted that Ndigbo across Nigeria and abroad remain dedicated to building, investing, and coexisting harmoniously with host communities. Nkparu highlighted insecurity as a collective national challenge that demands unified action across all demographic lines rather than political infighting, extending formal support to Governor Mutfwang and offered prayers for President Bola Tinubu, national lawmakers, security chiefs, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts across Plateau State and Nigeria at large. Potato is one product that has changed many lives in Plateau State, just as it has placed the state on the global agricultural landscape. In this special feature, our correspondent took a trip to the popular Mekatako market in Bokos local government area, where he interfaced with some actors in the potato value chain. The report.
The popular Maikatako International Market in Bokos local government area is a place of convergence for all those engaged in the potato value chain, from farmers who go to sell their farm produce to transporters who move the products to other parts of the country and beyond, to processors who add value to the product. The market, which serves many, has its own challenges just as those who produce and engage in the value chain. Some farmers, Teresa Danjuma and Victoria Joseph, say the cost of inputs is their major challenge, while Punshak Bala, a trader, complained of congestion in the market.
In fact, their price is very low. So we are begging for the government to help the farmers to reduce the price for the fertilizer. Please, if the fertilizer will be at least 30,000, 35,000, yes, farmers can afford to buy it. Farmers are bringing Irish. Sometimes we used to chop up when we are passing. Sometimes we will not get road to pass.
The farmer today is facing a lot of challenge. High cost of farming. High cost of farming is what is affecting farmer today. And at the end of the day, you come to the market, you are not being able to sell the market, the Irish at the rate of how your money should come back. You sell the potato, at the end of the day, you are running at loss.
Chairman, Traders and Marketers Association, Maikatako Market, Mahmoud Samuel, and his counterpart of the Potato Traders Association, Sule Moses, lamented the issue of lack of funds, while the leader of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Samson Mandik, appealed for expansion of the market.
We have customers from various states and various countries. They used to come here. If you go to the market inside now, you have people from Niger inside buying this potato.
The potatoes have yield good, so good, but the buyers will have problem in buying and selling because the prices is not good.
And please, Chairman, we appeal to you to help us so that the market will expand, will help the masses in this very local government.
Bokos Local Government Council Chairman Amalo Samuel, through his deputy Walanko Mahwel, praised Governor Caleb Mutfwang for supporting Plateau farmers.
We want to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State. He brought some seedlings, hybrid seedlings, that are disease resistant, and their yield is massive. The essence of bringing those seedlings is to multiply it through the farmers, most especially the peasant farmers. He wants to ensure that this hybrid gets to the hands of the common farmers so that it will go down. By so doing, it will add value to its production, and then the capacity of the quantity we produce from our various local governments will be increased.
Plateau State Value Chain Support Project Coordinator Jerry Gushop said they are doing their best to clear the challenges across the value chain.
We train them on, farming practices generally. We train them on marketing. We train them on how they can maintain their seeds. We train them on how they can even do a lot of marketing. And we try to introduce them to a lot of off-takers.
Potato has put Plateau on the global agricultural map. Hence, all stakeholders need to come together to move the product to the desired point. This is Wajal Mantu.
Chairman of Kwampan Local Government Council, Christopher Manship, has rejoiced with the Plateau Radio Television Corporation General Manager, Rita Kacholom Pam, on her emergence as Chairman-elect, North Central Zone of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON. In his congratulatory message, Manship described the victory of Pam as well-deserved and a clear reflection of her years of dedication, professionalism, and service to the broadcast industry. He commended her invaluable contributions to the media landscape in Plateau State and beyond, which he described as exemplary leadership in the promotion of credible, informative, and people-oriented broadcasting. The chairman further expressed optimism that Kacholom Pam, after a strong earthquake, hit southwest Japan, officials say. Some local media reports that there was an explosion at the Aeon Mall in Kumamoto following the magnitude 7.1 earthquake. The quake hit inland on Kyushu Island at 7:27 GMT, with more than 150,000 people being told to move to evacuation shelters. There was a brief tsunami warning that was lifted within the hour. Emergency services said many people were trapped inside the Aeon Mall in Kumamoto Prefecture. In the town of Kashima, a shopping complex second floor collapsed, leaving many people trapped inside, the fire department said in a statement. Japan is one of the world's most earthquake-prone countries, experiencing about 1,500 quakes a year. The Meteorological Agency has warned of strong aftershocks given the shallow epicenter, 10 kilometers. Footage aired by national broadcaster NHK shows cracked roads and bridges and several buildings on fire. And that's a wrap on News Track. Do remember to stay tuned for global news at 6:30 p.m. as well as news update at 10 p.m. Thanks for watching.